Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. I'm Shantae Grant, and today we are talking about how to preview your week in 5 short steps. Now, if you are new to me, this may be completely new content to you. However, if you've been around the Best Today brand for really any amount of time longer than 7 days, you've likely heard me talk about the importance of previewing your week. If this is not a consistent practice of yours, I really want you to lean in close. Turn up the volume, turn me up just a little bit more in your headphones, because this one little practice, you can't see me, but my hands are rivering like they're driving up because I'm so excited for you if you've never tried this. Previewing your week, y'all. Let me not get ahead of myself. Let's talk about it. So last week we talked about how to preview your month using a method I call the TONE method, TONE. We're going to take that same method, but we're going to add one little step in the front of it. And we'll get to that in one second. If you want to listen to how to preview your month using the TONE method, you can listen to episode 45 at besttodayguide.com/45, or just tap back wherever you're listening to this, hit back, and you'll go back one episode and you can listen to that one as well. I do recommend that because I'm telling you, the more you get into the practice of doing this, one, you'll see how simple it is. It takes you little to no time, but the benefits, y'all, last so far beyond the month and the week that you're actually doing it in. I will also say that I taught this live on our YouTube channel at the end of last year. And so I'm going to link to that video as well in our show notes at besttodayguide.com/46. The class was on your month and weeks together, and I wanted to separate them here on the podcast for you because sometimes someone may already know how to do the month and they need help with the week and vice versa. So I'm putting it here on the podcast to live as well because I know it may reach more people that way. But I also want you to know you can subscribe to our Best Today TV channel at besttodaytv.com, which I'll also link to the show notes, which are at besttodayguide.com/46. Basically, besttodayguide.com will take you to everything you need. But we'll link to the YouTube channel, and when you subscribe, you'll get notifications, I believe, or you'll at least know our videos will show when new videos pop up. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's talk about previewing your week. I'm going to try to slow down because when I get excited, I talk fast. But previewing your week really is a non-negotiable for me. And it's one of the core teachings at Best Today when it comes to helping you to be proactive and intentional with your time. We've created all the tools that you need. That's the good part. You don't have to say, okay, I got how to do it, but what do I do next? We've got you. So just first, drop your shoulders, inhale, exhale, and let's get started. Okay. So you've got the video, like I mentioned, that we'll link in the show notes. You've got this podcast episode, and we also have the physical resources that you need. We have our preview planning pads, which come in 2 types, whether you see the full week, and we also have one that has a whole section for clearing your mind, which that will be important once we get to the C-Tone method. We also have the Best Today guide, which also has a dedicated 2-page spread every week for previewing your week, 1 page for clearing your mind, and the second for your full week spread. You can get all of those products, see them inside and out. I have videos of each product at besttodayguide.com/46. We will link all of those in the show notes for you as well. So anything related to today's episode, the very best place to go is besttodayguide.com/46 because we've got it all linked for you in one place. We like to save you time and make it really simple for you to get what you need. So much like I said last week when talking about previewing your month, previewing your week does not take a lot of time. It can be done even if you have a very unpredictable schedule. It can be done if you don't have a lot going on in your day-to-day or week-to-week. But previewing your week is so beneficial because it gives you an overview of what is to come, and it's a lot more close in real time. You know, when we're previewing our month, we may be previewing something that might not happen for another 2-3 weeks. But when you're previewing your week, this is what's about to happen right now. So it's really up close and personal. And so it's so important to preview your weeks because it will give you a heads up essentially of what's about to happen. And having that heads up makes life even more, I don't know what's the word. It makes it more palatable, more, I guess it prepares you better for all the things that are going to happen that you had no idea about when you went to preview your week, right? That's the great thing about planning and routine in general, is that it doesn't prevent the unexpected, but it does create a better you to handle the unexpected. That's what I love about it. Okay, so previewing a week, what is it? It's just like when we talked about previewing our month, it's looking at what's to come, appointments, meetings, dates, deadlines, birthdays, events, it's school clothes. Am I supposed to be bringing brownies to the thing at the thing? Just basically knowing what's about to happen. I tend to preview my weeks on Sundays unless I know I have a really full weekend and I want to get a head start. I may do it on Friday, but I'm going to tell you, I can't remember a time where I did not do it on a Sunday. I know maybe once in my life I may have done it on a Friday, but Sundays 99.9% of the time is when I'm going to do that, because for me it's almost like a part of my Sunday that I need to close out the weekend and welcome in a new week. So this is why we're going to preview our week, to be proactive and intentional with our time, to gain perspective, to get that peace of mind, and really to have facts on what is ahead. So what materials do I use when I am previewing my week? I am going to be using my Best Today guide 98% of the time. I will have it laid out with my Clear Your Mind and my weekly spread. Every now and then, I do love using my weekly planning pads. I'll still use my Clear Mind section, but I may use one of our weekly planning pads, because sometimes I like to be able to see my week all the time and my day at the same time. And so that gives me the two products. If you use the Best Today guide, you don't need anything else. I know there are a few of you who use the Best Today guide and also like the weekly planning pads. I know there are some of you who don't use the Best Today guide but love the weekly planning pads. There are lots of you who do that. The beautiful thing is, you do the thing that works for you. We've got you covered no matter where you fall on that spectrum, okay? There are two types of weekly planning pads. One that mirrors the Best Today guide, and it's a full spread of Monday through Sunday. It has, of course, all of our things at the top, like, your truth for the week and what's most important, your focus, that kind of stuff's at the top. I don't have one in front of me. I'm kind of looking around, but I've cleared my desk off. I'm in arm's reach of one, but basically you'll see if you go and look online. And then the second type actually has a Clear Your Mind space right there built in. I know a lot of people love that one because it gives them basically that 2-page spread in the Best Today guide all on one pad. I have a lot of teachers who love using that, and they use that empty space to do things like take attendance, make notes about students and things like that. I know a lot of teachers love that Clear Your Mind section, that Clear Your Mind weekly preview pad. But you just need something that's going to show you the entire week, okay? At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. Today, we have a 5-star review of the Best Today guide that comes in from Julie. Julie writes, "Best investment of the year. I can unequivocally say that buying the Best Today guide was the best investment I made in myself all year. I'm getting enough rest. I am investing in relationships that I couldn't seem to find time for before. I've started a new business, and I've been able to say no and not feel guilty. All because I know what I want and I know that it's worth protecting. I have tried goal planners before, but at the end of the month, even the year, I was no closer to my goals than when I started. The Best Today guide is different, and Shantae's methods work. Planning my day has become a favorite ritual of mine. Thank you, Shantae. You are doing important work, and you are helping me to do my important work." Thank you, Julie. This just, you can't see it, but my ear is like the Grinch smile, but in a good way, like from ear to ear. This is what I love to hear. This is what I love to see. This is what I know to be true when you come in and use this tool that we have created known as the Best Today guide. I'm trying to pick a favorite part, but I just love how she says she's investing in relationships that she couldn't seem to find time for before. And she no longer feels guilty when she says no, because she knows what she wants and she knows it's worth protecting. Yes! Oh, I'm so excited as I read this. Thank you so much, Julie. And you all listening, if you want to know what this feels like, what this fantastic thing called the Best Today guide is, and what it can do for your life, I want you to go to besttodayguide.com right now. Go while you're listening to me talk. Order your Best Today guide today. And then remember, it comes with your first month in the Best Today membership community for free. We want to surround you with the community that you need. So thank you so much again, Julie, for your review. And you all listening, go to besttodayguide.com to order your Best Today guide right now and get inside the community for your first month for free. Now, let's get into these 5 steps. Last week, like I mentioned, I talked to you about the tone, how to TONE when previewing your month. Like I said, I'm going to add 1 step, and that is C tone. So this week for previewing your week, we're going to C tone. The first letter is C, and that stands for clear your mind. As I've mentioned already, the Best Today Guide has that first spread that is for C, clearing your mind. And I mentioned one of our weekly plats has that weekly preview planning pads. You have to really slow down when you're saying that. Has a clear your mind section built in. And that is because that is the very first step. Before you start getting into your week, I need you to clear your mind. What are all the things you remember that you think you want to do, get done? It doesn't mean they're going to, but we're going to clear our mind. We're going to empty our mind so that when we go into previewing our week, we do it from a place of peace, from a place of, okay, all that's over there. Now what, right? So the first thing I want you to do is just to clear your mind. Sit down, get the thoughts out, the ideas, the worries, all of that in one place. I like to do that before I get started with clearing my week. And I recommend that you do also. You'll notice a world of difference. If you try to just tone your weeks, you may go in feeling heaviness and it may not be as well as if you C tone. Okay, so the first step is clearing your mind. The second step is tone or theme for the week, just like we did it for the month when we talked about previewing your month last week. So what you're going to do is define and write out what's the most important thing for you this week. So I'm looking at my Best Today Guide from this week. At the top, what we give you is something that says, this week I'm primarily focused on, and by Friday I will have. I always want to remind you those don't have to be physical things. Maybe by Friday you will have maintained peace all week long. I will have been joyful, rejoiced. I will have been consistent with my insert the thing that you want to work on being consistent in. So remember that this is not a place where we're always asking you to judge yourself, or I'm never asking you to judge yourself, but this isn't a place where I'm asking you to give yourself a thing you had to complete. A lot of times for me, that's what it is, but it doesn't always have to be that way. And I always like to put that reminder. And so we have that built in for you in all of our weekly planning tools, whether it's the Best Today Guide or one of our 2 weekly planning pads. You'll always have, and even actually in our download, when you download, and we'll link this in the show notes too. I forgot about this almost. Our monthly download that has every month, the weeks are broken out, and it even has a place where you write your focus for the week. You know, what is it that you want that's really important this week? Set the tone for your week. What are you primarily focused on, or how do you want to feel? What's something that you want to keep at the forefront in this week? That's what that T is. And again, if you're using any of our products, it's already built in. So you're going to do that. Okay. The second step are your o'clocks. Write out all of those things that have a time associated with it, whether it's a meeting, appointments, a deadline you have that week, a birthday, an event. Write all of your o'clocks down, a flight. Get those written out, because now we're starting to look at our week and we say, oh, okay, I have no time on X day because from 9 to 4, I am in calls and meetings, and maybe I don't want that to happen again. So I'm going to make a note not to make calls after this time or before this time, or I'm going to put them all on one day, right? It gives you the opportunity to just take a look at what lies ahead, as far as like, these are specific places I have to be, or things I have to do, or things that are due on this day at this time. So you write out your o'clocks. The next thing you're going to do is write out in the necessary. What is necessary in your week, but not an o'clock? Now, an example of this may be writing down your meals. It's necessary that you eat in the week. So maybe this is where you write in your meals for the week or your workouts. Those are 2 things that I write down for me. I'm looking down at my Best Today Guide for the week right now, and I see what I'm doing after I'm done batching these podcast episodes. I am going downstairs and doing a 45-minute ride and a boxing class and stretch, right? Because I'm looking at it. It's Thursday, and that's what's on Thursday on my preview when I preview my week. So I love adding those 2 things in particular as some of my necessary. But what else? Maybe there's a project you're working on this week that you want to make some progress on, and you want to say, okay, I'm going to focus on that Wednesday and Thursday. And so maybe you write that down when you preview your week. That's going to help you so much when you go to plan Wednesday and you go back to your preview your week page. And you're like, okay, this is when I said I was going to focus on this thing. So the better you get at previewing your week, the better you're going to find that you are at also planning your days, because you give yourself the overview and the top of the week, and then you get into the details in the day to day. So that's going to be the necessary. What are the necessary things that need to be a part of your week that don't fall under an o'clock? Okay. And then we get to E, evaluate. I want you to look at what your week looks like. And I want you to start looking and say, okay, when I look at the o'clocks and the necessary items, what adjustments do I need to make? Does what I see align with how I said I want to feel this week? Does it align with the primary focus this week? Does it align with what I said I want to have at the end of the week? Making sure it just all fits and flows together, and making adjustments now rather than getting into the week being completely stressed out and wondering, how did I get myself in this situation? Well, the you who's proactive is saying, I'm going to keep you from being there, friend. I'm going to make sure that I can look over this week and now prevent, as much as humanly possible, those places where it was very clear this was going to be hectic and very stressful, by going and moving some pieces on the game of life in this week, right? That's the thing. You get to see the game pieces out, and before the game begins, you get to move some pieces around to make it work in your favor. That's what the evaluation part is. And then once you've done that, you have C-toned your week. And I'm going to tell you, it makes all the difference when it comes to planning your week. And I want you to incorporate this practice into your life starting now. Whatever day of the week you're listening to this, plan for this upcoming Sunday to preview your week by using this C-tone method. You can even go in and preview whatever is left of the week if you want to do that, to get a start on practicing. And I want you to watch how it benefits your time, your life, your mood, your health, so much more. I know for a fact this works, y'all, not only because I've seen it work for me, but most importantly, because I've seen it work for thousands of women who are all over the world, different ages, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, different stages of life. It works, okay? That's the beautiful thing about principles. I'm not telling you exactly what you need to put for your necessary, or what your o'clocks need to be, or what your theme or tone needs to be. I'm telling you the principle, and you go and apply it the way it works best for your life, okay? And just like that, you have previewed your week, and you have done an essential skill that we teach heavily here at Best Today, because we truly want to provide you with a holistic approach to how you plan and live out your days. And I'm telling you, this is one way that's going to help you. And speaking of that holistic approach, one of the things that make our approach so unique is that we not only give you these tools, we give you these things like C-tone and the products to do it, but we also give you a community to thrive in and to be supported and surrounded by. So I want you to join us in the Best Today community, which is our actively engaged community and the number one place to be if you are on the journey of living a life of intention and prioritizing your mental, emotional, and physical well-being daily. Join the women inside this community. I'm in that community, and I tell you, you all in the community inspire me so much. I don't think you even understand how much watching you come in, and especially watching your journeys of maybe coming in and introducing yourself and then asking a question and then giving input on someone else's, and then coming in and sharing a win, and then coming back and sharing a realization 2 or 3 months later about something that you realized, and then coming in and saying, this is who I am. Wow, look at the transformation. Y'all, it's so fantastic. And if you're not in, come on, come see this, come experience it. Inside, you're going to find encouragement, support, live calls, co-working hours, guided journal prompts, our curriculum that I've created to help you get clear on who you are and what you want. Workshops, y'all, it's just the place to be. And all of this is available to you in our private community that you can access on our app, both available for Android and Apple devices, or by going online. It's really simple for you to come in, get what you need, and get back to your life. And remember that when you order the Best Today guide, your first month in the membership is free. So I could not go by without reminding you about our community. It is an important part of Best Today. So if you consider yourself a podcast listener, a member of our world at Best Today, then you belong in the Best Today community. And so we're looking for you. So go to besttodaycommunity.com to join us today. Thank you so much for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and worthy of being your best one today at a time, and you already have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on, proactively and shout it out as you live it out one today at a time. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you again on the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today Guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today Guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today Guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.